Welcome back to the 7-Day Gratitude Challenge. It's day 6. And if you're new here, hi, welcome to this 7-day challenge where we're going to practice gratitude. Quick recap of day 5. Yesterday we talked about finding light in the dark. We talked about how sometimes when we face challenges that we don't enjoy, we can still find things to be grateful for in those situations. One of the comments that I really liked from a friend said, "I am grateful that my difficult situation makes me more aware of my thoughts and patterns." That's an incredible thing to be grateful for, right? Being aware of our thoughts and patterns. That is something we can cultivate more of. And as a reminder, if you want to get the most out of this video and really lean into this gratitude challenge, I encourage you to pause the video at the actionable task and try it before watching the rest of the video. So today we're going to talk about gratitude for ourselves. Sometimes that can be a challenging one because we tend to be our own worst critic. We tend to find all of the things that we don't like about ourselves very quickly, especially in comparison to other people. But when we turn that around and we look for the things that we are grateful for about ourselves, it can help us combat that inner critic. So here's a quote that I love that says, "Do not go and praise the Lord in the house of another." So this is talking about how maybe we have a tendency to look at other people and to think that they are doing better than us, that their life is better than us, that they're more successful than us, that they're more attractive than us, that they're better than us. And that's something that, of course, we can't know unless we're in their shoes. We don't actually know what's happening in their life. But even if that were true, that their life is better than ours, it doesn't actually serve us to dwell on that. The actionable task for today is, and again, please pause the video and do this before watching the rest of the video if you want to get the most out of it. Look in the mirror and say one thing you are genuinely grateful for about yourself. Not something about your appearance, but maybe something like you're resilient, or you're a good friend, or you're a great listener, or you're patient, or you're kind, or you're funny, or you're a hard worker, or you're creative, or you're empathetic, or you're strong, or you're smart, or you're a good parent, or a good partner, sibling, child. There are so many different things that we can be grateful for about ourselves. So take a moment to look in the mirror and say one thing you are grateful for about yourself. This can be really challenging to do. So if you can look in the mirror and say one nice thing about yourself, I would guess that you could probably look at other people with a little more compassion and kindness, knowing that they're also struggling to just get through the day and trying their best just like you are. We can all be so hard on ourselves. So being able to look at ourselves in the mirror and say one nice thing, one thing we're grateful for, can really start to turn that around. And like I said, if you're really struggling with this, it's okay to look at the list that I provided or come up with your own list of things that you are grateful for about yourself. And then it's also okay to start small. Maybe you're not ready to say it out loud to yourself. Maybe you can write it down first, or maybe you can just think it. But I really encourage you to make this a daily practice to look in the mirror and say one thing you are grateful for about yourself. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you tomorrow for the last day of the 7-Day Gratitude Challenge.